Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Disney. Disney's done it again. Disney is ruining Doctor Who, pushing misgendering, woke feminism, and trans agendas. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Fans were a little bit concerned about Disney getting involved co-producing with the BBC new Doctor Who episodes. Well, from The Independent, this went back to January of 2023. Russel T Davies reassures fans concerned about Disney's involvement in Doctor Who. The new series will be a co-production between BBC and Disney+. Well, they were concerned. They obviously had good reason to be concerned because Disney has an agenda that they spread to any intellectual property they can get their hands on. Coming from bounding into comics, Doctor Who dives off the progressive deep end as the latest special sees the Doctor lectured on pronouns, chastised for being male presenting. From Red State, Doctor Who goes all in on insulting its male audience, embraces absurd amounts of woke feminism. From Daily Caller, woke Doctor Who episode draws backlash for misgendering scene featuring trans teenager. And over in the UK, Doctor Who criticized after woke pronoun scene leaves viewers fuming. Fans were concerned something bad would happen when Disney got involved with funding Doctor Who production, and the reason that Disney got involved was because they wanted the episodes for Disney+, but they also love to meddle in people's intellectual property. Whenever they can woke it up, they're gonna woke it up, and they always have the checkbook available when an opportunity comes along. It isn't a bad business deal for Disney to get these episodes onto Disney+, but it's always bad when Disney decides they want to destroy a classic franchise. I just have to laugh at this point because they do it all the time. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, gender binary, unfortunately for fans who hoped his return to the role of showrunner would see the beloved sci-fi series rediscover its story-centric roots, Russel T Davies has instead used the first special of his latest run on Doctor Who as an opportunity to annoyingly lecture, or more precisely chastise, audiences on a variety of progressive topics. Disney was giving notes on these productions. As Davies said here in January, quote, "People are naturally worried about American producers having notes on things. Well, don't be," said Davies. Disney is giving excellent notes. And I'm here to tell you, you haven't watched a drama on British television in 20 years that hasn't had American notes on it. Everything is a co-production. It's really completely normal. Davies went on to give a cryptic clue to fans of the series, adding, quote, "If you want any more reassurance, let me just tell you that we're about to transmit the words Mavic Chen on television for the first time since 1966. It is absolutely the same show." To some fans, it's the same show. To other fans, the people that really love the show and aren't concerned about pushing an agenda, they seem disappointed. Titled The Star Beast and making its BBC television debut on November 25th, 2023, otherwise known as the series' 60th anniversary, the Doctor's latest adventure centered on the mystery raised in the previous special, The Power of the Doctor, regarding the titular protagonist's till then unheard of regeneration into a previous incarnation. Featuring the return of series icon David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, but actually the 14th Doctor. The episode begins with a chance reunion between himself and his former companion Donna Noble, as portrayed once again by Catherine Tate, who shockingly does not remember her time at his side. Further adding to the Doctor's confusion is the fact that Donna and her husband Sean Temple are now parents, as he soon makes the acquaintance of their male to non-binary female presenting transgender daughter Rose, as portrayed by actress Yasmin Finney. Notably, Rose's transgender identity is confirmed by a scene near the beginning of the episode. The Doctor, Donna, and Rose are caught up in the universe-conquering machinations of a small, white, furry creature known as the Beep of all the Meep, itself making its live-action debut nearly 43 years after its original debut in the 1980 comic strip Doctor Who and the Star Beast, as originally penned by Pat Mills, John Wagner, and Dave Gibbons for Doctor Who magazine. First discovering it injured in the alley behind their house, Rose, unaware of the creature's true intentions, brings the Meep to the doctor for help in bandaging its wound. Believing the Meep to be a simple, scared creature, the doctor proceeds to offer him its assistance in returning home, declaring to Donna and her confused family, quote, "Yes, the Meep. I promise I can help him get home." However, this declaration catches the attention of Rose, who proceeds to passively aggressively chastise the hero. Quote, "You're assuming he as a pronoun? In turn, the doctor affirms, "True, yes, sorry, good point," before proceeding to ask the creature, "Are you a he or a she or a they?" Quote, "My chosen pronoun is the definite article," replies the furry guest. "I am always the Meep." From there, after being unwittingly tricked by the Meep's meek act into aiding in its plans, the doctor, Donna, Rose, and Sean find themselves taken prisoner by the creature's forces. From Red State, Doctor Who was a beloved sci-fi staple whose fandom spanned many generations. Yet, like most mainstream things, it succumbed to the woke mind virus and began a decay that saw its audience abandon it in droves to the point where few would watch it anymore. In an attempt to bring back audiences for the show's 60th anniversary special, former Doctor Who showrunner Russel T was brought back, and with him came fan favorite David Tennant, who played what ended up being arguably the most famous of all the Doctors. While this would definitely get people curious about where the show was headed, the flip side is that this would create a great deal of expectations for the show. To be sure, quite a bit of the audience did return with a reported overnight rating of over 5 million viewers, according to the BBC. But instead of a return to form, viewers were insulted as they were beaten over the head with woke politics, a focus on pronouns and transgenderism, and an unhealthy injection of anti-male feminism. Moreover, taking a step back, you'd see just how much of the audiences have abandoned the Doctor Who franchise. Tennant used to bring in over 8 million viewers an episode, a great deal more than 5. The audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes don't give people a lot of reason to come back either. As of this writing, the critic views sit at 100%, but the audience score, usually the more reliable number, sits at 53%. What went wrong? Understand first that some of the concepts weren't bad at all. Certain plot threads that call back to the history of Doctor Who were woven in nicely, and if it had stayed with the theme of calling back to the decades worth of Doctor Who that was available to call back from, it would have been worthy of an anniversary special. But it didn't do that, at least not nearly as much as it should have. In fact, the show seemed more intent on disrespecting the Doctor than celebrating him. Like many Doctor Who specials, it introduces a few new characters, one of which is an alien, and another which is a transgender person. As the mainstream entertainment industry often does, the transgender character's entire personality revolves around being transgender to the point of smug condescension that the show just lets happen with no blowback and full capitulation. These moments become very shoehorned into the show to the point where it takes you out of the moment when they happen. They add nothing to the plot, but that's usually how message-first storytelling goes. It's not about the story, it's about the message. There are many shoehorned-in moments, but there was one moment in particular that just did not come off as shoehorned in, but downright denigrating towards men. It happened near the end, where companion Donna Noble and the transgender character are effectively dressing down the Doctor for not understanding something because he's male, and he would have understood it if he was still female, the Doctor form he was before he reassumed Tennant's form. It's condescending, sexist, and insulting. The superior looks on their faces while they talk down to the Doctor doesn't help. This has been the path of the show since it was taken over by Chris Chibnall, being a key component of the show's disappearing audience. The hope was that a lesson would have been learned by this, but it clearly wasn't. Davies abuses the show just as much as Chibnall did, writing in political statements instead of good sci-fi. Doctor Who remains yet another show that could have been great again, but like many other things consumed by wokeness, isn't worthy of attention. It's sad that beloved characters and franchises get caught up in the culture war like this, especially when they've brought so much joy and inspiration to billions of people. That's the nature of modernity, though. You have writers who cave to activism or activists touting themselves as writers, using the things you love as a delivery system for their socio-political perspectives. They wouldn't be able to sell them to you otherwise because the ideas they're presenting are often too ridiculous to accept without the assistance of something you know and trust. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.